Well, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the SJPC Cast. Today, you just have Skylar. It's a fairly slow week between the city and the county this week. I'm just gonna run you through real quick kind of what happened last week, because there was some fun stuff there, and then a quick preview of what's coming up. But this should be a pretty short one, so let's just jump right in. Last week, we were there at City Council, where item 11, which was the one you'll recall us talking about last week, that allowed pass-through funding for a program that, among other things, shares local law enforcement data with orgs like ICE, the FBI, other fun federal law enforcement orgs. The community, of course, came out very strongly in big numbers to advocate against voting yes for this, but were ultimately ignored by Lisa Kaplan, Roger Dickinson, Karina Talamontes, Kevin McCarty, and Rick Jennings, who voted kind of more in favor of the carceral state and the fascist creep. Vang and Katie Maple did vote against the item. Phil Pluckybaum hid in the back halls, ostensibly to avoid having to do something challenging, and Eric hid by skipping the meeting entirely. That's Eric Guerra. We also, as I'm sure that you've seen, we're all treated to an exciting hot mic moment in which the Vice Mayor Talamontes and Mayor McCarty were caught talking about what they can do to throw people out of chambers if they are heckling or talking over people. So that has been kind of a fun thing to watch happening in the internet comments, I guess. I mean, it's been framed in a lot of different lights, you know, trying to kind of like make it seem more reasonable or less offensive. But I think at the end of the day, the lesson to take away from this, at least as far as I'm concerned about, is if people like feel cared for and like their government and their elected leaders care about the issues that are impacting their lives, they probably won't come to meetings and like shout disrespectful things at their elected leaders. I'm thinking. We've never tried it, so we don't know for sure. There isn't a precedent for this, at least as long as I've been doing this in Sacramento. Maybe we could try that out and see if just kind of like being respectful and not looking at our phones while people are pleading for the safety of their neighbors. We could try doing that. Oh, who am I kidding? We're not going to do that. Anyway, so like I said, next week is slow. I only flagged one item between both city council meetings and the board of supervisors meeting, which is just one on the 2 o'clock. There's a report on an audit of SHRA that we flagged a few months back that's coming back. It should be pretty uncontroversial. I really only put it up because we mentioned it before, and this is the follow-up. So nothing really. The other thing that we have is they're doing a special meeting on the rail yards, or regarding the development in the rail yards in and around North Sac. You know, and you've heard about this. This includes like a new hospital, soccer stadium, live music venue, a whole bunch of stuff, you know, mixed use buildings and blah, blah, blah. The reason I flagged this is because I just want to kind of keep people abreast of the project so we can keep an eye on things, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that like a lot of advocates have been coming for, like, hey, as a part of this, as this area comes up, we need to have barriers so that it's not just completely gentrifying the area. We need to build affordable housing. We need to provide safety precautions so that people who already live out here don't immediately just get completely priced out of their lives and pushed out. So I've got some feelers out to bring some folks on to talk to me about that on here. So be looking for that in the next few weeks. I was not able to make it happen today, but I do want to kind of put that out there for all of y'all to check out. I mean, additionally, you know, I know that I'm dating myself here, but I also remember when we were having kind of conversations around the Golden One Arena, and we all got sold a bill of goods and built a bunch of stuff with public money, and then handed most of the profits over to private interests. And then the legacy is, of course, that we have a nice venue to go watch games and concerts in, but we also have to pay like $98 to park anywhere in the city, and it's basically just a private enterprise. So let's not do that. Well, we're probably going to do that, but let's at least pay attention while they're doing that. Yeah, because that's what this is all about. All right, guys, that's all I got. If you have an opinion about the rail yards thing, or you want to come on and talk to me about this, or really anything else that's going on in Sacramento, this podcast is open to you. So if you want to come in here or meet up on Zoom and just kind of chat about what the goings on of Sacramento as far as you can see it in local government and all of this stuff, holler at us. You can get in touch with us in the comments on this. You can email us at info@socialjusticesac.org. You probably know how to get a hold of me on social media. So anyway, just to throw that out there, this is a community program and we want to include the community as much as we can. So anyway, love y'all. Stay safe. Be good. We'll see you soon.